In the great green room, where the walls were painted soft and soothing, and the windows showed a sky dusted with stars, a little bunny sat quietly on his bed. The clock ticked softly. The fire crackled low. A quiet hush filled the air. The room was cozy and full of little treasures. A pair of mittens drying by the fire, a toy house resting on a shelf, a bowl of mush, still warm, sitting on a small table, and a picture on the wall of a cow jumping over the moon. The little bunny's ears twitched gently as he looked around. His eyes were sleepy, but his heart was peaceful. Across the room, the old lady bunny whispered, "Hush." She rocked in her chair with a quiet creak, knitting something blue and woolly. The room wasn't noisy. It wasn't busy. It was a room that was ready to say goodnight. "Good night, room," whispered the little bunny. His voice was quiet, almost like a breath. "Good night, moon," he said, looking out the window, where the round white moon was smiling gently down at the earth. "Good night, cow, jumping over the moon." The picture seemed to shimmer just a little in the soft lamplight. Then something magical began to happen. The room didn't move, but it felt like it was drifting, ever so slowly, into the night. The shadows stretched and yawned. The stars winked in the sky. The bunny's eyes moved from one thing to another. "Good night, light," he said, as the lamp on the table dimmed just a bit. "Good night, red balloon." It floated gently near the ceiling, as if giving a final little bounce before sleep. "Good night, bears. Good night, chairs," he whispered. The two teddy bears sitting in their chairs nodded their heads as if saying good night to. Now the room was quieter. "Softer good night, kittens, and good night, mittens," he murmured. The two little kittens curled into furry balls by the fire, one of them giving a tiny purr in reply. The mittens, now dry and toasty, rested side by like sleepy hands folded after a long day. Good night clocks and good night socks. The ticking slowed. The socks lay still, as if they too were dreaming of hopping and running. "Good night, little house, and good night, mouse." The toy house stood quiet and still. The little mouse peeked out from a hole in the wall, gave a tiny wave of his paw, then disappeared again. The room glowed with golden firelight, and the moonlight danced gently on the floor. The little bunny looked around once more. His eyes were heavier now, his voice softer still. "Good night, comb, and good night, brush," he said, seeing them resting neatly on the dresser. "Good night, nobody," he added with a small smile, glancing at the empty corner of the room where nothing sat. Yet it somehow felt important too. "Good night, mush," he whispered, and the bowl steamed a final puff of warmth before going still. And then he looked across the room at the rocking chair. "Good night, old lady," whispering hush. She smiled, leaned down, and tucked the little bunny beneath his quilt. His room was now wrapped in gentle shadows. The fire faded to glowing coals. The stars outside twinkled quietly like lullabies in the sky. The moon watched over the room, kind and bright. The little bunny closed his eyes, and the last thing he whispered was, "Good night, stars. Good night noises everywhere." And then nothing. Just peace and dreams and sleep. The end.